Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Welcome to this important episode of Ignition Time where Speaker Pelosi said something that I thought was extremely important as far as the stimulus negotiations are concerned. We'll dig into Speaker Pelosi's comments. I'll show you the actual clip of Speaker Pelosi and then you can be the judge for yourself. Remember, this is a rapidly changing environment and me and my team are doing everything we can to bring you the information so that you have the most current information in this unusual time. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. If you don't know anything about me and if you're new to our channel, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, the only thing I ask for is you simply click the like button, you please subscribe, you enable notifications because there's a lot of effort that goes into the production of every video. These aren't just videos where we just bust them out. We put a lot of effort into the research of these videos, into adding graphics and all of that good stuff. Let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Erica Werner at the Washington Post, and she reported that when Speaker Pelosi was specifically asked about the possibility of a smaller bill during the lame duck session. Remember, the lame duck session, I know it sounds super funny, right? The lame duck session is a session of Congress after the election, but before the inauguration of the next president. So in this case, it's a time period between November 3rd and January 20th. That's called the lame duck session of Congress. There has been reporting that if President Trump loses the election, he may not be motivated to do a stimulus deal. But then we don't know what happens. I think that we find out about what President Trump is up to as soon as President Trump makes a decision. That's for sure. So we'll find out as things evolve. But Speaker Pelosi said she wants to clean up in the lame duck session. In other words, she wants to have a decision on the stimulus during the lame duck session. She does not want a small bill. So this means that House Speaker Pelosi will indeed be pushing for bigger stimulus right after the election, and we will most likely not have to wait until January or February. Remember, the inauguration of the next president is on the 20th of January. So House Speaker Pelosi basically implied we may not have to wait until January or February. And this is big news. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Again, I'll report to you as things happen. On my channel, you're not going to get any false hope. You're not going to get any hype. You're not going to get any, any ridiculous assessments. You're going to get the honest truth because I have enough respect for you and I know you can handle the truth. And I think you already sense that by now. This is what Speaker Pelosi said, and you see the tweet on your screen. We're not talking size, we're talking quality. We want to have as clean a slate as possible going into January. This is a pretty big statement from Speaker Pelosi. And when Speaker Pelosi was asked about the GDP numbers, about the gross domestic product numbers, Speaker Pelosi said, and here's a tweet on your screen from America, she said the CARES Act deserves credit for that. And she did not want to give any credit to the president and the policies of the administration. And she said, and I quote, if we don't pass a recovery bill, we will face dire consequences. In other words, the speaker wants a recovery bill, and based on the comments from the speaker, we are very likely to see a recovery bill soon after the election. These are comments from the speaker. Remember, if this does indeed happen soon after the election, maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, please remember you heard it first here on Ignition Time because we are working hard to deliver this kind of information to you. And my goal is to present you with the truth, not on, fake headlines and fake titles. My goal is to present you with the honest truth because I actually respect you that much. A lot of YouTube channels, they just kind of lead their viewers on and they don't respect their viewers enough, but we do. And I think you sense that in the effort that goes into this channel, in the quality of the content that goes into this channel, and in the production value of the videos on this channel. For us to release this much content consistently while maintaining quality takes a lot of effort behind the scenes. And I think that hopefully you can understand that. So here's something else that Speaker Pelosi said. She also, when she was talking about the president's message to women, she said, what's the president's message to women? We're getting your husbands back to work. She said, well, factually, that's not true. But in addition to that, what decade is he living in? What century is he living in? So completely removed from the realities of life. These are comments from House Speaker Pelosi. And she said, I quote, and that has caused death. Just some unbelievable comments as Speaker Pelosi slams the president for telling women that he's putting their husbands back to work. And the Speaker of the House basically excoriated the president. In fact, let's look at this segment with the Speaker of the House talking about this comment from the president to women, telling them that he was getting their husbands back to work. I want you to watch this segment and I want you to be the judge for yourself. Let's roll the tape.
Dying, millions infected, joblessness raging, poverty rates going up, 17 million children food insecure. And just to say something about women, in September alone, nearly 1 million people, 1 million women left the workplace. 1 million women left the workplace. And what's the president's message to women? We're getting your husbands back to work. Well, factually, it isn't even true, but in addition to that, what decade is he living in? What century is he living in? So completely removed from the realities of life, and that has caused death.
Now, in this next segment, Speaker Pelosi was specifically asked to comment on the GDP numbers. Now, I have released a video earlier on our channel today where I talked about the GDP numbers. Depending on how you look at the GDP numbers, you could say they're phenomenal because that's exactly what the president said. That's exactly what the White House senior economic advisor said. And that's what other members of the administration have said. But the truth is the GDP essentially had nowhere to go but up because the last quarter was so horrible. And we are still not back to where we were prior to the pandemic, but we are indeed getting there. Now, House Speaker Pelosi was asked about the GDP numbers and whether, she thought President Trump deserved credit for the bouncing back of the GDP. And the House Speaker said, the CARES Act deserves credit for injecting resources into the economy. Pretty interesting comments from the Speaker about what led to this partial economic recovery, if you will. She pointed out that individuals still need help because this is indeed, I want to be clear, this is indeed a K-shaped recovery. Individuals at the top of the K, individuals who are higher educated, who are higher income earners, who can work remotely, they're doing okay. But individuals at the bottom of the K, individuals who are low wage earners, individuals who have a high school diploma or lower, individuals who are in travel, leisure, entertainment, hospitality, those are the individuals who have been impacted the worst, unfortunately. So let's listen to what House Speaker Pelosi said about the improvement in GDP numbers that were released this morning. Let's roll the tape.
The CARES Act deserves credit for that. We had lost ground in the second quarter. This barely makes up for that. And the CARES Act deserves credit for injecting the resources into the economy, whether it's then in our subsequent CARES and the subsequent PPP. So it's as if somebody used an example this morning, as if you lost $100 in the second quarter and now you're making up $65. Glory, hallelujah. No. And if we don't pass a recovery bill, a COVID-19 bill, that we will face dire circumstances as well. So yes, Congress and the administration work together in a bipartisan way to pass the CARES Act as well as subsequent legislation to inject resources into the economy. The lack of doing that this time is going to take us back down to another path.
And in the final segment, and I think this was the most telling segment as far as the stimulus negotiations are concerned, House Speaker Pelosi was asked about the state of the stimulus. What would happen to stimulus negotiations? Because keep in mind, we're not going to see stimulus before the election. That is a foregone conclusion. I reported that on my channel a few days ago. But the next key dates for the election could be December, because that's when the government funding deadline is, could be in January where we have a Georgia Senate runoff race, could be in January when we have the inauguration of the next president, and could get pushed back all the way to February. Now, what House Speaker Pelosi said here is very, very interesting. She said we have to have as clean a slate as possible going into January. But she did say that we have not heard from the president, from the administration on key issues. Remember, the testing, tracing, and the treatment are huge issues for the Democrats, and they're looking for specific language from the administration, from the U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, who is the representative of the administration. There's Treasury Secretary Mnuchin. How are you, sir? He's been working with House Speaker Pelosi, who's right here, and they've been working together for over 3 months now in order to be able to come to a consensus on this. So what House Speaker Pelosi basically said is that the administration is still coming up short, and the administration still has not provided key aspects of the testing strategy to the House Speaker, to the Democrats in writing. And that's part of the holdup. So she did lay blame, but at the same time, House Speaker Pelosi said that they wanted to get a stimulus deal done because, in other words, they wanted assuming that former Vice President Joe Biden becomes a president. We don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. I do not have a crystal ball because we all know what happened the last time in 2016 when people tried to make predictions. But what I do know is this: if former Vice President Joe Biden becomes president, House Speaker Pelosi said she wants to get a stimulus deal done because, in her words, and these are her words last week, which I reported, she doesn't want the droppings of this grotesque elephant to flow through to the Biden presidency. That is what the House Speaker said. Let's roll the tape and listen to this very interesting segment from House Speaker Pelosi today. Let's watch.
We will. Well, I want a bill for two reasons. First and foremost, the American people need help. They need real help. And second of all, we have plenty of work to do in the Joe Biden administration. We're going to build the infrastructure of America in a green way. We're going to make sure health care is available to all Americans, lower the cost of prescription drugs. We're going to have HR 1 right off the bat be about cleaner government so that we can reduce the role of big, dark, special interest money that prevents us from having policies that the American people need and are have doubts that we can do unless we reduce the role of big, dark money. And we have a number of bills that we have passed that we'll be ready for. Of course, this will be impacted by the Joe Biden agenda. His Build America Better is similar to our Moving America Forward, but nonetheless, we'll be working in between the White House and the Congress to get those jobs done. So we want to have as clean a slate as possible going into January. We will have to do more on the coronavirus to make sure that the vaccine, God willing, will be available, and that will take resources to make sure it's available to everyone, not just those in a position to pay for it. So, yeah, no, why would we be talking to them if we didn't want a bill other than our HEROES Act $3.4 billion, which is what the American people need.
Well, they say you need to show more flexibility.
We're not going to go to anything like Mitch McConnell has. People are hungry. People are on the verge of eviction. People need money in their pockets. We have enormous challenges there. They don't believe in governance. They don't like the public role in helping people, and they don't believe in science. So they ignore the recommendations of science for masking, for testing, tracing, treatment, separation, ventilation, sanitation. We are in a terrible place, and it was a decision. It was a decision made by this President of the United States. So we have to have enough money to address that, and we still haven't gotten the yes from the White House on that subject. So again, it has to be about the quality of what it is yet. It's not just something to say, we surrender. They surrender to the virus. We're not surrendering to it.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below and let me know what you think of House Speaker Pelosi's comments. I do want to know what you think. You'll find the link in the description section below to the entire interview with Speaker Pelosi, all the other resources we mentioned at the start of the article. Please share this video with friends and family if you learned something new, because that's your vote of confidence in us when you help us by sharing the video, because that tells the YouTube algorithm that you found this content valuable. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. If you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please ignite the subscribe button, because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. And please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our channel going forward. Now remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. You can get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list, and you can opt out of the SMS alerts at any point in time going forward. Now, you can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. No worries about that. Please follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get exclusive news and breaking alerts on Instagram. Speaking of breaking alerts, you can also get those on Twitter, and you can get those in real time, in fact. So follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And finally, keep in mind that YouTube does not always release notifications on time. So simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and then you can visit the home page of our channel and watch any of our videos at any point in time that you want. If you learn something new from this video, please consider sharing this video with friends and family members. You sharing the video will be your vote of confidence in us and all the effort that goes into this channel behind the scenes. You'll find the link in the description section below to all our resources so you can dig deeper and analyze that content for yourself. Once again, please comment below, because you commenting on our videos allows you the opportunity to engage with our growing community, to interact with our community, because our community is something that we're extremely proud of. It's a highly intelligent, highly respectful community, and we are all deep thinkers here because we all want to know what's going on underneath the surface. Finally, please click like. Once again, please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Again, that would be your vote of confidence in us. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. Bye.